Hello again, minifigure collectors. So I bought this thing a long time ago, like 10 years ago, because I collect 1/400 scale airplanes, or I used to, and this is supposed to be 1/400 scale. So I'm looking at Gundam MFSP's webpage here. I use this as a reference for all these collectibles. It's just called Collection 1/400, and there's a bunch of them. And the only problem I see here is it doesn't tell you what the robot is on this rectangular stand. I think there was possibly a game related to these figures that people created. Yeah, this thing is from 2002, but it's nicely done. It's all painted nicely. You can see a pink little mono eye there, perhaps. It's I think all PVC, so it's kind of that soft stuff, so it can't break as easily if it falls off a bookshelf. But really nice paint apps, a lot of details, so very cool. This arm even moves, actually. But then I forgot all about these little guys, or they're not for sale very often because they are so old. But the other day I was perusing my local used toy shops and I found these 6. And they are from something called the Minifigure Selection Minifigure Selection Plus. And there's a bunch of them. They started out with the silver painted ones, and that was starting out in 2001. But if we scroll down, many, this one. We're talking about, I guess, Minifigure Selection Plus number 4. Not sure when it came out, though. Doesn't say on the bottom. No, it does not. Okay, so we're going to go over these guys today. If I can pick them up cheaply, I'll probably buy more of them, because these seem to be the smallest versions of realistic-looking Gundam robots. Alright? And what I like about these plus ones is they actually have the text describing what robot you're holding in your hand. The chassis code, as well as its common name, GM Type C. And, well, I guess we should just check how tall these things are roughly. This thing is around 4 centimeters tall, a little bit over on this one, or that would equate to like 1.5 inches, I guess. Maybe a little more than that. So yeah, very, very small, as you can see in my hand here. But you can also see there's all these paint apps. And you can also see, as I bend it, it's very soft, like PVC plastic, so it should be very durable. And if it's warped, you can just dip this in hot water and straighten it out. So that's another nice thing about these PVC things. Alright, so I guess does it come off this base? Oh, it's interesting. It has these extensions on the feet, so you're kind of forced to use the bases unless you shave those off. I'm wondering, I would guess that people that use these for wargaming, they would probably shave those off, or maybe they just repaint the whole base, or add some grass to them or something. I like the fact that the text is there. Alright, so yeah, we have some red down on the feet and the shield has a misprinted, it's not centered, but it's nice to see a tampo print. That's not a decal, it's actually paint. And this is actually hollow right here in this shield. There's some black in the ankle there. Oh, this arm does come off, but unfortunately it's not a round peg, which I think would have been a lot smarter, because then you could actually pose the arm like that blue camphor I showed earlier. Alright, well, let's get that back on. Well, actually the gun, you can see all these little grooves and details. Yeah, on the outside as well. Not bad, not bad. That's the head rotate, I wonder. Maybe, maybe not. It might actually be glued in place. But it's got green in the visor there. And it's got this little antenna sticking up, a little handle for the beam saber. Little thrusters are painted a gunmetal color. Yeah, there's a lot of paint apps going on this tiny thing. I think the small underprivileged children that had to paint these things, because this would take a lot of time to do. Alright, so that's GM Type C. Let's go to this one. This next one is called the O. I forget, I don't know what cartoon this is from. I'll eventually review this in Converge. Yeah, so I might have to dip down some hot water. But this one looks like this. Oh no, I thought this was printed, but they're actually 3-dimensional thruster details sticking out. I thought that was text for a second. There's some red on this forearm. Let's see if this comes apart. No, I don't know. I don't want to break it, but I don't think that. Well, this one does come out. So again, it's not round. It's just a rectangular tab there. Look, I mean, the gun has yellow, or maybe this is gold printed on it. You know, I gotta raise this camera. Even though those guys are really small, it's just too close to the phone. So, let's go with this. Yeah, look at the green in the thrusters. It's just crazy. red piping here, black in these recesses, thrusters, more red, more green. So there's probably like 5 different colors on this, and it also looks like it's ghosted, or like this is clearly tan here, but on this surface, maybe they didn't spray as much paint, and it's giving it some sort of dimension, you know, shading effect. I don't know if it's actually shaded after the fact. They would have to mask that off to do it, but maybe they intentionally didn't put as much paint down, so it looks shaded. See, this looks darker than this. So I'm not sure, but it gives it an old weathered effect, you know, the differences in the shading. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So the O, that's what this one's all about. Now we have the the new Gundam HWS, alright. So look at all the grooved panel details in this shield, and out here we have a tampo print there. Yeah, very nice. Some grooves here. These thrusters are just plain. Yeah, I wish they would date stuff. Oh well. The gun has nice details. Some red here, some yellow on the antennae. Does the head... No, that head's stuck in place. Black, gray, some yellow back here. A little yellow on that tiny round thing there. And then these are like canted out, because I think on the bigger models, these pivot or something. Oh, this actually is a separate piece. Got like a oddly shaped index. Something on the shoulder here. A different paint app there on that bit. See, these shoulders aren't even symmetric. So whoever modeled these things did a really good job. It's really impressive. It's almost like they took a high grade and just shrank it down as far as the amount of details, the amount of like protrusions and grooves and stuff like that. And then they did a really good job painting these little guys. Yeah, very neat. Okay. We got 3 more. I mean, I'm not going in any particular order. So this is a Bawu. This is from Gundam Double Zeta, I recall that. And again, you can see it's darker up here than here. They have some sort of shading effect, or maybe the things were all painted black first, and then they, you know, sprayed the green on after, but not, you know, fully. The tanks here are green, which is nice. Little back details behind this backpack are there. But yeah, again, not a round peg. It's just look at the shield. It's got a raised Xeon logo, and then red in this, I don't know if they're thrusters or weapons. These thrusters down here are some black. A bunch of yellow, the horn there, very nice. And some red here, and some pipes or something on this gun, or this rifle. So yeah, that's another cool one. Very cool. Oh, here's an iconic design. The Zaku 2 in Char's colors. So you can see the pink mono eye printed on this black background. And then this looks like it's a metallic red. No, maybe it's not. It's just my photo booth is really bright. It's just a semi-gloss red. And then it's pink here, gray on the bottom of the feet, and then the joints, the bazooka. It says amazingly actually relatively straight. It should be more warped than that, but the shield is really warped, as you can see. But again, hot water will clean that up. And then yeah, you can just see the ghosted effect. But the back here is much more solid. So it looks like it was probably all painted this red, and then they just like airbrushed this pink from the front, and they kind of got lazy down here. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, very, very small, very detailed. The arm doesn't want to move, nor that head. So the antenna up here is cool. The last one I'm a big fan of is the Zeong. It's such a weird looking Gundam. And so, yeah, unfortunately the hands don't pose, but we have some gold, we have some purple. You know, this is definitely a silver paint. Nice, got that off. And this is a pretty glossy metallic blue, it looks like. Even these antennae are in a metallic magenta. Back here, oh look at this, even underneath we have some gold in these thrusters. Unfortunately not in these thrusters, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the detail of these guys. I unfortunately seem to always get into hobbies that are already ended, so finding these things are expensive or difficult. I'm going to put these up on some spinners here. So definitely if you collected these earlier ones, they seem to be relatively the same scale. Actually, you know what? This does seem quite bigger. I know the camphor is not a giant robot. It's more along the size of a Zaku, I think. But if you take the stand into account, this is actually a smaller scale, whereas this stand is shorter and the robot's still taller. So maybe they wouldn't mix and match so well. None of these are claimed to be any scale at all. But obviously the Zeong, for instance, would be huge compared to all these other ones. Or maybe this O is supposed to be really big too. Okay, well anyways. So if you've watched my channel, you know I have a bunch of these videos now, and there's still going to be plenty more to come. These are the Bandai Converge figures. So here's the Zaku 2, and it's just huge compared. And the last one here is the new Gundam here. So you can clearly see the size difference. But if you look really carefully, maybe you'll pause the video, you can see mold-wise like how much detail they're packing in to these little guys. It's almost on par with these, I think. There's plenty of tiny grooves. I guess they are able to get more grooves into these fin funnels though. Yeah, so you're gonna get a little bit more detail out of these guys just because they're bigger, but I am really impressed with the detail on these little things. Alright. So I'm gonna set up a scene. Hold on a second. So here we have a scene of some die-cast 1/400 scale airplanes. This is an A380, the largest commercial jet around. This is a 737-300. So just in airplanes alone, you can see there's some crazy behemoths that exist. I've come to realize this original 1/400 collection thing, you know, the thing will just come off the stand, so you can sit them up in a diorama nicely. But unfortunately, again, with these, the weird foot peg things, no, they don't really fit in very well, do they? So that's something to be mindful of. But if you don't collect, if you're not going to make a diorama, these, I like these a lot. And I'm still going to collect them. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching today. I'll see you in the next, I guess, minifigure selection video, if I ever find any. Bye.